Hello everyone, welcome to Brenda's Brushstrokes and Bisque, painting live on Thursday, July 22nd at 7 p.m. Central Time. And we have in the screen our July box, which is Christmas in July, which is our Christmas ornaments that we are working on. And we still do have these available to purchase if you want to purchase them, if you're finding us late or just found us or anything like that. It is $49.99 on brendasbrushstrokesandbisque.com. So we're doing 3 different techniques with this box. The blue set is color washed and then dry brushed. Our red and green set is painted out and then antiqued. And our purple set is base coated with our purple and then dry brushed and painted a little bit. So that is our 3 different techniques that we're using on this box. And we did our base coating and color washing last week, and then we started painting our red set. So we'll put those aside. So I hope everyone had a good week. Courtney's got us lined up down the hallway and behind me on the floor and on the table for our after party for tonight. So if anyone wants to join us for that later. And then we also have our August box, which will be our large gourd. It's a Mako mold, and you will also get the dragonfly that's on it. And we are doing a new technique on the background, which is actually a wall painting technique where it's base coated and then mush up or crinkle up plastic wrap like saran wrap, and then we dab 2 different colors on it. And then we also will be including these 2 silk screens in the box, which is part of the extras for the box. And then along with that you'll get a little bit of Mako silk screen medium in a little container, and we do have the larger containers ordered, but we're waiting for them to arrive. So Courtney's we're not going to promise that we have this yet until we actually have it in our possession, because it's been hard to get a few supplies. But we're hoping to actually have extra of this if you want it. So you can see it's just a powder, and you sprinkle just a little bit, I don't know if you can even see what's on there, onto your little pile of paint, and then stir it in, and that will thicken your paint. So you'll be getting about a teaspoon of that, and then we're hoping to have extra jars available too. We do have it ordered, but we'll wait till we have it in our possession. So we will thicken our paint with our silkscreen medium, and then we will put that onto our piece with our silkscreen. So that's a whole new technique we haven't done before. And this is included as part of the extra in the box, and then along with the dragonfly one. And you'll actually be getting 2 dragonfly ones. Then these are also washable, so you can wash them out and reuse them if you're gentle with them. So that's another good thing. You will not be getting a full-size bottle of the silkscreen medium. It's just going to be a little container of it. And actually it's probably going to be in a little baggie because we're having trouble getting the little containers. And then, so this actually fills up most of your August box. You can add extra dragonflies if you want, and you'll also be getting a piece of rope to put into the hole that's in the top.
Oh, and a brush.
And a brush, and Courtney's going to grab that for us quick. And then we will also stencil all the way around in the back. Now this was my practice one that it's kind of gobbed up on here, but we'll be doing it like the front. So I didn't have time to get a new one done for today because I actually took yesterday off. And then you'll also be getting this Royal & Langnickel nylon painting brush. It's a size 5.
We're jumping around.
That will be in the August box. We weren't able to get them in order by size. Some of the order is still on the ship out in the ocean in the port, so we're kind of jumping around. We usually do go in order, but this month it will, for August it will be the size 5. For July you had a size 8, so that's the extra in this box as well.
And the next one will be a size 1.
And then the September box will be a size 1 brush. Then because this guy is kind of big, you can add a little bit of extra bisque, but it has to be probably flatter or smaller bisque. It could be the extra dragonfly. And if you get other things, you can order more gourds. We also have the chubby gourd with the stem and without. But that will not fit in the box either. You'd have to get a second box, and we will be doing a special on the shipping.
I have to get your prices.
Courtney's going to get prices on the gourds. So you can get them with the stem or without, with a hole in it. And she'll get the prices for us. But you could put this into an extra box, or you could get another one of the big gourd if you wanted. That gourd is probably only going to take two nights to finish, so we'll actually be doing a second project, which I didn't have time to get done either because I was gone shopping and playing in the flowers yesterday. So in case you would want to follow along and do a second technique, you could get a second gourd if you wanted. We can add that to that second box, and then if you spend $50 total, you will be able to get, we're going to offer free shipping since we can't get much in the current August box.
It's an extra $50 on extra.
Yep, so if you spend an extra $50 on extra things, which can be some of the stuff in the sale tonight, or if you want other paint or other brushes or whatever we have. But this is your August box, and it's available. If you're a subscriber, you're automatically signed up. If you're not a subscriber, you can do a one-time purchase on brendasbrushstrokesandbisque.com. And so that's kind of where we're at with the August box. So we're doing a new technique on our background, and then also the new technique with the silk screen with our dragonflies and our Welcome Autumn on the front and the back. So hopefully you guys really like that. We put a lot of work into that to get that to work out. So we're excited about that. So we will look where we were at from last week. So we have our color wash set in blue, we have our base coated set with our purple, and then we painted our rust on our red on these guys. And then tonight when we are done with our live painting, we'll actually sign off and then come back in the Brenda's Brushstrokes and Bisque to do our big sell-a-thon or buy-a-thon or whatever you want to call it. After party, Courtney's calling it. We will have some giveaways as well. Some things are on sale, some things are not. She's got a whole variety of stuff here behind me, so I think we'll have a bunch of fun again like last time. And you can add a few things to your current box, or you can get that second box with a total of $50. You'll get free shipping. You do have to be a subscriber or getting a box, right, for the after party. Because we are behind with pouring orders and things, so we're actually just catering to you guys as the subscribers or anyone that's getting a box. So that's kind of where we're at with that. We're actually going to be closing the shop down for August so that we can get caught up. I need to get my garage insulated and 220 ran. We need to get molds on shelves and off pallets before the fall gets here so we can find everything that we need to find when somebody orders stuff. So we are actually closing on Tuesdays and Saturdays to get caught up with all that and to get ready for winter and for the fall Christmas season. So with that said, we are going to start with our July, Christmas in July box. And if you guys have questions, you can always comment in the comments. Courtney watches along and lets me know if there's questions. So let's see, I think we will start with some dry brushing because both of these will get dry brushed. So with that, we are going to, you can refer to your instructions if you want. We'll start with our baby blue set. So we have them color washed with our 50-50 of navy paint to water. And now we are going to dry brush our entire ornaments with baby blue. So I use foil for my paint. You can use a, let's see, you can use a tile or a paper plate or whatever can hold your paint. And I got to read those instructions again because I think, did we go to baby blue or medium blue? I think we got to go to medium blue first. I might have mixed that up. So we're actually going to dry brush it medium blue and then baby blue. So I need baby blue here. So we're going to start with our medium blue OS 457 and we're going to give that a shake. It's been sitting all week. So we have OS 457 medium blue. So I hope everyone had a good week. It's been a busy week here as usual. So I'm just going to take one of my bigger dry brushes. I have a size 8. It's a boar bristle brush, which is the type you use for dry brushing. And I'm going to dip into the edge of my paint and then brush it out on my paper towel so I don't have excess paint in my brush. And then I do like to start on the back. And then we're just going to lightly dry brush across all our texture and get a nice layer of medium blue on here. And you can go over the snowflake if you want to, or you don't have to, because we'll actually be painting that silver later. I usually just go over it because I try to get the background with the medium blue and the baby blue. So I'm just brushing nice and light.
How big is the dragonfly?
So Courtney asked me how big is their dragonfly. He's probably, I could hold him up compared to the ornaments. He's probably 7 inches wide, 6 inches wide. So he's pretty good size. Hopefully you can see that compared to the ornament. Across all our textures and get a nice layer of medium blue, leaving our navy blue down into the crevices mostly. So this is one of my favorite ways to do a lot of the Christmas pieces, especially like the Christmas village wreath, and we did the gnomes like this last year with the I call it the monotone technique just because it's all in the blue family. Purple works really good too. The deep turquoise works really good too. I believe I even did a red set last year and that looked really good. I did rust first and then red. So you can do kind of a good variety of things. So now this background, I put a little bit of our medium blue on there, or you can leave it darker. It's kind of up to you, and it's okay if it gets on the frame because we'll be covering that with our silver. And then I just go over my whole snowman here as well, or snow lady, I should say.
The 2 small dragonflies, C761.
Huh?
2 small dragonflies, C761.
I don't know. I'd have to see it. Yeah.
That's
Yep. So Courtney's tracking down the prices on stuff for us here. So we're just gonna get one layer of the medium blue over the whole ornament. Face, clothes, snowflake, and everything. And we're just kind of letting that navy blue down in the crevices. So now these guys sat all week, so you can see the dry brushing colors are going on really, really nice because the base coat of our color wash was able to dry really well all week because we did this last week. We did our color washing last week. And you just do light layers of it. It's better to do a bunch of light layers than one heavy layer. So we'll just build up our medium blue here. Let's see, we had a little bit of hot weather. Today wasn't too bad, but we've actually had a lot of foggy, hazy look outside. I guess there's some fires up in Canada and Oregon that are affecting our skies because they're not blue and summery. They're hazy and stormy looking. So now that's a good example of too much paint in my brush. It looks real wet and it went on too much at one time, so that's what you don't want to do. So I'll have to build that back up around that to blend that in. And then we'll get into our, so you could leave these little areas in between your little snowflake openings darker if you wanted to. I just actually went over them with the medium blue. Kind of liked them lighter. So there's several ways you can do these. This is just kind of the way I picked to do them, just to give you guys 3 different techniques, and that way you can actually compare them kind of side by side because you have 3 similar pieces and you can do all 3 ways, and that way you can see which way you like or which one you don't like or which one was too much work, which one's the easiest.
If anybody needs to get approval for the box group, tell them to do it anyway.
So Courtney says if anybody's not in the Brenda's Big Box group to go ahead and request to be accepted. I think you have to answer a question and then she just accepts you. So if you want to come into the after party tonight, you'll have to be a member of the Bisque Box group, so just go ahead and request that quick, and she's watching. She'll let you in right away. So I'm just brushing here back and forth. Again, the sale is for people that are getting a box for August. What if someone's skipping their box for August? I seen we had a message about that.
I can either hold it, or if they spend, if they're a subscriber
Mm-hmm.
and they spend $50, we can send it now, or they can pay the $9.99 shipping.
Okay, so Cordy says if you're a subscriber and you're normally getting the box, but for some reason you don't like the August box, if you shop and spend $50 worth, you can get the box with the $9.99 shipping. Or you can you can purchase your stuff, and then she'll ship it in your September box, as long as it all fits in there. So, and I'm guessing we'll probably be doing, depending upon how well it goes tonight, we'll probably be doing a sale or a after party again in September. I've actually been pouring other pieces already for that kind of go with the pieces that we're doing in September. So that should make that a fun after party. That way you can have a whole little scene or vignette of the pieces. So that should be kind of fun. So now this piece has got a nice layer of the medium blue on it. I have maybe 20% of my navy blue wash that's showing through down in the crevices and in the indents. I probably want just a little bit more here. Get a little bit more in that background, a little more on the hat and the face, because that will have a lot of white on it. So we'll put this one down, and now you can see the difference with the medium blue over the navy. So that's a nice, actually pretty quick color change. So we'll just keep going with our medium blue now on our piece. Again, I tend to want to start on the back first in case I got too much paint in my brush or I make an ugly mess. At least that way it's on the back and not so obvious. So I think Courtney cleaned out a few more cupboards. She's got a few extra things we didn't have last week, so that should be fun. I've been pouring things and firing. I actually had to finish cleaning stuff last night when I got home from blower shopping and fire the kiln. So I think it was 1:30 when I went to bed, so you guys could have bisque to look at tonight. So I have a busy week again. So now that went on kind of wet. You really don't want it to go on that much. I'm going to brush my brush out a little more so it doesn't go on that heavy. You just want a really light layer going on when you're dry brushing. You don't want it a lot at once. And then you want to do several layers instead of that one big heavy layer. Then it would be more like a wet brushing technique. And then I start in one area and I just keep working my way around, come back around to that finished area, and then just put another layer on. So now you can see I've done the back and the sides, and now I'm to the front. That way the back and the sides can dry while we're doing the front here. So do we have any questions going on, or are you taking care of it? I hear a lot of typing and I see lots of comments going on.
No, we're good.
You're good? Okay.
Yeah, you'll show the box again at the end.
Yep, we'll show the box again at the end before we sign off for the night.
And if you're joining, we had a lot of people just join.
So, of course, we had a lot of people just join the Bisque Box group, or?
No, the live video.
The live, okay. Yep, so we'll show the August box again at the end. Again, it's a large gourd, the large Mako gourd. And then we're going to do a new background painting technique, and then we're going to also do a silk screen technique, putting the Welcome Autumn and the dragonflies on it. So that's a completely new. We haven't done any silk screen since we started, so that's pretty cool. If anyone has their own die cutter, you can make your own silk screens. We can probably go over that when we get to that box. I don't know if we'll do a special on that or something, we'll have to see. You can go on Drew Woodward on Facebook. She actually had a how to make your own silk screens here about 6 weeks ago. She has live videos. You can look at her, watch her video if you want to learn how to make your own silk screen. Especially if you have the die cutter, it's just the heat transfer vinyl and then your die cutter cutting it out and then ironing it onto the silk screen, the 80 mesh silk screen. And then just like that, you have a silk screen. And then you do need the Mako silk screen medium to thicken your paint. And we do have a order put in for that, but we're waiting to actually have it in our possession before we tell you we can offer the entire bottle, but we will be getting enough in your box to do your project for your box. So I'm going to get a little bit more medium blue because I want to bring my color up a little more. We can see our first one is has more medium blue than our right-handed one that we're working on, so we're just going to build that up a little bit more so they're kind of even in color. The silk screen is actually going to be a lot of fun. There's a little learning curve to it with mixing the paint, but I kind of learned learning curve, so I can tell you guys what to do. So that'll be a big advantage to that box. You won't have to practice and try to figure out what texture to get that paint to. So that was a little bit of a process, so I didn't have bleeding underneath my silk screen, but got that all figured out so we can tell you guys what to do and how to do it and show you how to do it. Then our other, because that gourd is only going to take like 2 nights to paint, we'll do another project, so you could either skip the first one and do the second one. Excuse me, I'm not sure if it's going to be like a crackle technique on the gourd, or if it'll be another silk screen project, or if I'm going to just freehand paint a Halloween scene. I guess maybe make some comments. Would you guys like to maybe try a freehand painting Halloween scene? Or a crackle scene, or a crackle technique? Yep.
I can get this in one box.
Oh, so Cordy has good news for you guys. She just...
So not 2 of those, just 2 of these.
So Cordy can't get 2 of the big gourd in one box, but she can get 1 big gourd and 1 chubby gourd in a box. So that's awesome news.
Yeah.
Will anything else fit in there? Don't forget about their dragonflies.
Yeah, I can.
You can still get the dragonflies.
Slender profile.
Okay.
Thing in there.
So Cordy just tried out the boxes, and she can get a large gourd and the chubby gourd, and I can just show you they're pretty comparable in size.
It's just the other one's a touch
This
smaller.
This is the large gourd, and then this is the chubby gourd. So you can see they're pretty close in size, but if she puts them like this in the box, does that include with the stem on, or you need the stem off?
The stem can be on.
Okay. So we can do the stem on the little guy if you want, or we can do it without. But she can get these 2 in one box. It'll be a different box that we use, but she can get these 2 in a box. So that's awesome news. So the big one is your August box mold, and here's the silk screen on it, and then you also get this dragonfly. But you could add the chubby gourd and probably 2 dragonflies if they wanted to, or not.
Yeah, I think I can get, I can slip some.
So Cordy thinks she can get a few skinny things in there, so that's probably just send her a message if you want the chubby gourd and the box gourd in the box. And she's checking out the prices yet for you guys too. And then you'll have to let her know if you want stems on that second one or not. The first one we're not doing a stem because we won't get it in the box then. We're using the rope. So you could use the rope on that second one too if you wanted. So now I have brush marks. So with my talking, I got a little heavy with my paint. So I brushed that out because you really don't want to have brush marks. You just want a nice soft look to your paint with the dry brushing. So then if in our after sale, if you buy more things, you're probably going to be limited on what you can get in that box. So we will do the second box. If you order $50 worth of items, we'll cover the shipping on that then, right? Check with her because I'm talking away here and making sure I'm just telling you guys the same right thing.
Worth of extras, like we'll just cover your shipping, whatever it is.
Is that going to include like the?
Yeah.
It'll have to be the whole second box though, right? Because if they get the one gourd, because you can get this gourd in their first box, so that kind of wouldn't count then, right?
Yeah, we'll just do it. I'll take care of it.
Cordy says she'll take care of it, you guys. So
Christmas in July.
Christmas in July. Cordy says we'll take care of the postage. So if you get that second box and if you spend $50, even if she gets it into that part of it in that first box, we're gonna cover it. Merry Christmas, Christmas in July gift there on the shipping. So that's an awesome deal.
It is.
And we do have a bunch of other stuff to show you guys as far as bisque, and she's even rounded up some more brushes and stuff. So
Back-ordered brushes in.
back-ordered brushes came in, and you should probably be able to get as many as you want of those unless you really want a lot. All right, so we have our medium blue on here, and he's looking pretty good. So now I'm going to go to my baby blue, and I'm going to use my same brush because we're just in that same color family. We have OS 456 baby blue, and we'll get a shake up on that. Yay, Courtney, it's right. She's a good packer with that stuff, I tell you guys. She says she'll figure it out. All right, so I think we got a little dried up piece in here. We'll poke that out with our stylus. So now we'll get our baby blue, and again, I'm going to use my same brush, work that in there a little bit, brush it out on our paper towel. Yes, the molds are pricey. Molds are pricey, you guys. The prices are going up all the time. I just called and talked to Clay Magic today, and they're about 4 weeks behind, or it's 4 weeks out for orders. And then I talked to Evans Ceramics, and where we get our slip and our Donna's Starlight molds from, and they are busier than they've been in 20 years. So that was, I mean, it's great news, but then, it puts them behind too, and then that frustrates people, but as long as everyone stays understanding. We did hear that that brushes, we get our brushes from Royal and Langnickel. There's about a 10% across the board increase in prices on brushes.
We didn't look at that yet.
But Courtney says she's been busy, so she hasn't gotten to actually look at what the prices,
We'll scoop up brushes tonight.
how much they truly went up.
I know they did for sure a lot, though.
But they did tell us they kind of an across the board 10%. So we do have brushes that came in that are at the original before the 10% increase, so you may want to stock up on brushes too tonight. So, because she's got brushes too. I lost my screen. It timed out, Courtney. I touched it, but it's gone. So I'm just working my baby blue here into on our ornament, and I actually kind of don't do too much of the back inside the square, just to have that just a little bit darker, and then more on our snowmans, on any areas of the snowman that would be white, get a little bit more. But then pretty much all of the rest of it is getting a layer of baby blue. I'm just not putting a whole lot down in that the little frame area, just to keep that a little darker. And you could do just your outside frame, or you could, there's just tons of ways you could do these guys. I'm kind of doing the whole snowflake square here. So as you guys can tell, it's probably been a pretty good busy week here with stuff. Cleaning on the gourds today for the box. I have well over half of them poured, but now they're taking up space where the greenware needs to go, so I need to get them cleaned and fired so I can get them to Courtney to get wrapped so they're out of my hair, so to speak. And then on the back, you could also skip the little background here with the baby blue too, but I'm going to do it just a little bit. So it still kind of looks like snow. And it'll still be a little bit darker than the outside part because that'll be a little bit lighter. So it just helps give your piece a little more depth to it by having the different layers of color. So this one's lighter than that little center area there. And then the snowflake in the center will be the silver. And you want to make sure you get your bottoms too. And just work our way around. So that's looking pretty good. So we can compare that now to the other ones. You can see it's got another layer of coloring on it. So even though it's all in blues, it still has a lot of character to it. Get just a little bit more on the face and the hat here. And his snowflake. And now we can go to our other one. I'm not seeing any comments. Oh, there they are. So again, I'm going to go to my baby blue, dry brush real lightly, starting on the back because I like to start on the back usually. Get that little bit in between each of our snowflakes. Go to our sides. And then just work our way around and let the back dry. Probably gonna take a lot of bubble wrap for those too, huh? Or not really?
I think no more than normal.
No more than normal.
I think of how many you had 6 disc pieces
Yeah.
last month.
So last month we had 600 pieces, so this month we'll have 100 pieces. Well, 200 though, because we still have the 2 pieces plus any extras. So, but that sounds better than 600.
So I have the prices.
Okay, so Courtney's got prices for you guys on the gourds.
So the little the dragonflies are $5 a piece.
So you can add the dragonflies at $5 a piece.
The chubby gourd, the littler one.
The chubby gourd, which is the smaller of the two, but it's still a big gourd,
Is 22 in bisque.
is 22 in bisque.
And then the large box gourd is 24.
And then the large box gourd, the large box gourd that we're using is 24 if you want an extra one of that. So the chubby one, which is almost as big as the box one, is how much? 22?
Yep.
22. And then the box gourd is 24. And then your dragonfly is $5. So you could add dragonflies if you want more dragonflies. And you could have multiple. You don't have to just get one more. It's whatever you guys want. Because I know a lot of people like dragonflies. So you could paint them in all kinds of colors. And
Can you turn that into an ornament?
Courtney asked if you could turn that into an ornament. Yeah, you could put holes in the wings, I suppose, on each side. And put a string across it. It would make an ornament.
Just message if you want that.
If you want holes in the wings so you can hang them, just message us your order then, and Courtney will put that on the log so I know that it would need holes in probably on each side of the wing. And then you could put the string across it. So we're just doing our baby blue here on our ornament. Again, I'm doing just a little bit in the background, not too much. I want the front to be lighter so we have more depth to our ornament. And just lightly brushing it with our baby blue. It's okay if you get it on the frame of that square that's going around him, because that'll be getting the silver on it. So let's see. So Courtney, anyone that's posted on the posting, Courtney will get your order down, so you'll be taken care of. But if you see this late, you'll need to message. If you're watching this tomorrow or next week, you'll need to send us a message because it's too hard to go back and go through all the comments a week later.
Facebook, when my notifications, it doesn't actually take me to the comment.
So just if you're watching it tonight, you can put it in the comments. But if you're watching it tomorrow or next week, send us a message instead of commenting if you want any extras. And then she can get the chubby gourd and the box gourd in the same box if you want that, along with the dragonflies. Otherwise, you can get the second box. If you purchase $50 worth of stuff tonight, then you can get you'll get free shipping on your second box. So I'm just working my baby blue again around the back, kind of bringing that up to the color of the front because we're letting the front dry now. Getting our sides. You can see these guys go pretty quick. You could do quite a few of these in a day if you were doing them for gifts or school projects, or be a good project for kids to learn too, because it's just kind of all one color, not one color, but one shades. Well, I guess it's one color, but just different shades of that one color. So that looks pretty good. So it looks like I got him a little bit lighter than my other one, so I'm just going to go back and lighten the other one up a little bit more with our baby blue. And I just grab that baby blue and brush it out on the paper towel, and then brush onto our piece, letting our color wash navy down in the crevices, getting the bottom, the sides.
I want to ask if you're going to put an ornament hook in the dragonfly body, like a quarter of the way down.
So it like flies level. I'm sure I could. Ornament hook could be put here, but then it's gonna be hanging like that. If you'd have to put it in the head for it to hang like that. So it kind of depends. I could put it in here.
Like if she wants it to fly.
It would look like it's flying if it's right in the body part. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. I'm not a big fan of the ornament hooks because they don't always like to stay in. But that one's easy enough. You could always put glue on the back side of it if it's not staying in. I kind of tend to like the holes in things better because then you can put the string and knot it and glue it, and then it's not going to come out. Okay, so we got that done. So now we are going to go and we're going to brush a little bit of white over the top of them. So let's see, where's my white? We have Duncan OS 431 white. So we'll get our white, get a little pile of that, and we'll get some new paper. Again, I'm going to go with my same brush because it's got that baby blue in there, and we're just going to white, kind of work that in there and brush it out here. And now we'll start on the back again. Put just a touch on my snowflakes in the middle here, but not much. So I kind of want them a little bit darker than my snow on the outside. You still want to keep going light. You don't want to have brush marks like I just had right there. So brush nice and light. Brush your brush out so that the excess paint is on the paper towel or your paper plate or your paper bag, whatever you're using. And now I'm kind of just going around my snowflake here on the back, letting that darker down in there. And then we come to the sides. And we'll dry brush our sides. And just brushing back and forth. Turn to the other side here. So if you guys ever have questions, or if we miss your questions on the comments, just you can always message us, and Courtney goes and checks all those too. Depending upon how busy things are, she may not get back to you right away. And then if it's something for me to answer, then she usually messages me that I got a message for so-and-so. And I'm just going to get a little bit in my background here, but not too much. And then come back to my snow person here. And I want my snowman whiter than my background and the rest of it, because it is a snowman or snow girl. I guess this is the girl, so I did get her a little bit whiter. And we'll get down in there. Get the snowflake a little bit lighter too. You can get these as white as you want them, or you can leave them as blue as you want them. Or if you're doing another color, purple or whatever, you can leave them however much you want. But they're just really easy. One of the easiest ways to dry brush pieces, I think. We did the gnomes with the pulling the trees last year like this. I think, what else did we do? We did a few things. They turned out really nice. They're just kind of quick. Actually, I think it was our Widow's Weekend stuff that we did the monotone stuff with. We should probably think about planning that stuff too already, huh, Courtney?
I'm so far behind. I'm behind.
All right, so we got that looking pretty good. Get a little more white so we can go back to our other one. So we actually both took off yesterday and went to the daylily farm. We haven't been there in a couple years.
Worked in the morning.
Worked in the morning, yep. Worked at night when I got back. So it's I don't know, probably like a 3 acres that are planted in daylilies, and you wander up and down the rows, and they give you a clipboard with all the daylilies on it, and they're all labeled, so then when you find the one you want, like one of the ones I got was called A Whole Lot of Love, so then you find that on the list, and then you can see how much it is, and then you write that on your little order form. The other one I got was National Secret, and the other one was Two Timer. And then you hand in your little clipboard, and then they actually go dig the daylilies out of the garden for you, knock the dirt off, and put them in big garbage bags. And then you pay, and then you're load up, and you're on your merry little way. It's really neat. They also have lots of display gardens there to look at. That's probably another acre or so. Then they also have peonies. You can't buy the peonies this time of the year. You have to go online and order those. They had clematis. We couldn't buy clematis this year. Before we have bought clematis though. They had oriental lilies in the pots. Well, no, they weren't in pots either. They were in the ground too that they would dig and grow, dig and bag up and sell for you. So it's a pretty cool experience. There's hundreds, well, there's like 26, there was at least 26 pages of daylilies listed. All kinds from the bicolors and ruffles, and I don't know, I can't even think of all the different ones. The triploids, and the owner actually breeds a lot of his own, and then he has other ones also there, so it's really a variety. It's not just your orange daylilies that everybody's used to. Like I said, there's ruffled ones, and there's two-toned ones, and short ones and tall ones, and lots of them on a stem, and only a couple big ones on a stem, and pinks and burgundies and purples and yellows and oranges and cream. So it's pretty cool. So I got 3. How many did you get, Courtney?
3.
Courtney got 3 also.
3 too many.
She says 3 too many. Well, you have room for them.
I didn't want to plant them. You
didn't want to plant them? I planted mine yet last night at 9:30 in the dark.
I got one to go.
Oh my goodness, you got one to go yet?
I have rock.
Oh yeah, it's a pain in the butt. I got rock too.
I dug the one and thought I could just take them back.
Oh boy. Okay, so now we're going to look at, go back to our other one and get just a little bit more on it. And then from there we went to a place called Pondside Gardens, which is a hosta place. I think it started out as the gentleman retired, and then he got interested in hostas, and he just kept gardening, and like they have maybe 3 acres of woods with hills in it, and it's around their property, and it's just planted tons and tons of hostas, and you can look at all the different varieties. You get a clipboard there too. You can write down the ones that you like because they're all labeled really nice, and then you can go into their shopping area where they have them sorted out alphabetically and then by size, small, medium, and large. And then you can shop for the ones that you liked. They were all $10.50, which included the tax on them even. So it didn't matter what you got, they were $10.50, and they had all the top names or whatever you want to call it, all the hostas of the years, big ones, little ones, miniature ones, kind of the unusual ones. And I think I got 6 hostas. How many did you get, Courtney?
I think I got 6 too.
Courtney got 6 of them too, but I think I got big ones and Courtney got little ones, littler ones.
And I got some off the sale rack, so I don't know what the names
Oh, and
are.
she got 2 off the sale rack that she didn't know what the names were, so, but she liked them, so. All right, so now we got our white on. So that was our shopping day yesterday, and it took all day. So, oh, someone's sister calls them hostages. Oh, that's kind of cute. We're the hostages, though, not the hostas. All right, so we have our white on, and now we're going to paint our silver on. So we have our metallic Duncan UM956 silver. UM956 silver. So Jean asked, what is a hosta? It's just a leafy green plant. They come in different colors and shapes and textures and sizes. Courtney says they're indestructible. They're a very tough plant usually.
I did kill one this year though.
Courtney said she killed one though. It's a perennial plant. So they're pretty, and they're easy care. I usually cut mine back in the fall after they freeze the first time. Just to get any debris and disease out for the winter, because we always have a winter here. And then they'll green back out in the spring, and then they grow all summer, and you really don't have to do much with them. There's ripply ones, and there's wavy ones, and there's crinkly ones, and there's smooth ones. There's thin-leaved ones, there's thick-leaved ones, all kinds. So now we have our silver, so we're going to put silver on all of our little silver areas. So we have our sled here where the metal would have been on the sled. So we're going to just paint that out, and I'm just using a liner brush, our 4595 4595 liner. It's wore off, but I can kind of see it through there. It's our 4595 liner. And you just want a liner because you got these delicate little areas. I think Courtney posted pictures of the hosta place on the...
I don't know if I got the hosta place on.
Oh, you don't have the hosta place on? Maybe tomorrow she can add the hosta pictures from on our page or on our story. Then you can see what the hostas are. It's just and they like shade. A lot of them like a lot of shade. Also, there are some that do like a little bit of sun. So a lot of people like them like that because it's hard. Sometimes they have a lot of shade and don't have plants to put in the shade, but the hostas do really well in the shade.
Oh, it looks like grow in clay where she was.
Yep, they're just a tough plant, and then a lot of people don't like them because they think there's just the green ones, kind of like the daylilies. They think there's just the orange ones, but they come in all different textures and colors. There's yellows and greens and whites and creams and.
They should be hard enough for Arizona.
Arizona.
Or is it too hot?
It might be too hot in Arizona. They need a winter where they freeze, I believe. So they may not be down south. I'm not sure.
Jeans in Arizona.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that. I think they need a dormant winter. So I'm just painting my silver with our liner. You can use any liner that works for you, but this is the one I usually grab here. So we're just kind of adding some little extra pizzazz to our little ornament here. Then I usually put a little silver right where the bolt is on I guess on there where it's probably holding it onto the metal part. I also did the little zigzags in the mittens, so we'll do that.
They're asking for liners, and I should have plenty. Can you just show them? They these.
All right, hold on. Cordy said you guys are asking for liners, so she brought me some liners.
I know which ones I want.
So hold on. I'm gonna paint that out. So she brought me some liners.
And I should have plenty.
She thinks she has plenty. So this is a 4595. So this is the one that I'm actually using right now. It's this 50 liner. So the liners usually have less bristles and then they're usually a little bit longer. So this is a 50 4595. So this is the 50 and it's the one I'm using. Then we also have a monogram liner and a mini. One's called monogram and one is called liner.
But they're short handled.
So these are short handles. These are the new ones that we just got in that were back ordered. So you can see they have the shorter handles. And she should have plenty of these. So we were gonna show you these tonight anyway. So this is the 459550. It's the one I'm using. Then we have the next short handled one is a 20.
It's called monogram.
Monogram one. And then this other one is a 20 and it's called a liner. So the difference is the length of the bristles on the liners. So they're both short handled. This is the monogram one, so the bristles are a little bit shorter, and they're both 20. And then the one with the longer bristles is just called a liner. It's a 20 liner.
And that's the one that was back ordered.
And this is the one that was back ordered that she has quite a few of. So we have the 20 monogram, or we have the 20 liner. And just the differences is the amount of bristles and the length of the bristles. So if you want something really fine, you're going to want to get the monogram. If you kind of want just a regular liner, you probably want this 20 liner. It's just called a liner. This other one is called a monogram. It's a lot shorter. But the one I'm using is the 4595.
And they're all $4.99.
And it has the longer handle. And they're all $4.99. So this is the 50 long handle. This is our 20 monogram with the shorter bristles. This is the 20 liner with the longer bristles. So hopefully that helps explain the liners. And those are the short handled ones also. And I know a lot of people like those short handled ones. So we'll go back to our silver here, and I'm just lining out the little decoration on our mittens. But we're gonna have those in the after party tonight too. So, and we'll go through it again. So the liners are nice because the bristles are usually longer than a painting brush, because then they hold more paint in them, so you can go further when you're doing lines. So that's what's nice about the longer liners. A lot of people are afraid of liners because they are longer than the regular painting brushes, but if you use them a few times, you'll get to love them. I like painting with liners.
And if I owe you a liner, like you're already accounted for.
Cordy says if she owes you a liner because we thought they were shipped and then they didn't have them when they went to ship them, you are accounted for and you will be getting your liner in your August box. So, but if you want to add another one, you can do that too. So she was a little surprised when she actually got those in the mail, because we kind of forgot about them, that they were ordered and we didn't get them. So I'm just painting out all my little silver on here, on his little scarf and his mittens and his hat. So you can see with the liner, you can go pretty far with that paint up in those bristles. The metallics generally will take more than one coat. Metallics tend to get lumpy if they get old. That's another thing I've noticed. So tend to get lumpy before you get them used up. And then you probably just want to toss it and get a new one. Another thing you can do is shake your paint regularly. That kind of helps with that. If you maybe do that once a month or something, if you're not using it. We're just painting out our silver. So you can see these guys go pretty quick. And we're just doing the little zigzags on the scarves. And I think she's talking to herself over there.
Yeah.
All right, now we got the hat. And you can see I'm resting my hand on the table and holding my ornament, and then I'm also resting that painting hand on my ornament, so I have a nice steady painting hand to get nice straight lines.
Nancy asked what brush was best for eyes.
So we have a question, which brush is best for the eyes? Any of those liners should work for eyes. A lot of it's personal preference more than anything. I would say any of those three. I tend to like the longer liners for myself, but I know a lot of people don't. But any one of those three, you should have no problem with your eyes. The monogram one is just a little bit more finer than the other two, so if you like really fine, you'd probably want the monogram one. We're just putting in our silver here again. So they just kind of come to life when you add all that little extra. And then you want to make sure you wash those liners out really well, because otherwise they kind of tend to split when you're painting if you don't keep them cleaned out really well.
Rita asked if there's a way to thin out metallic paint. Have you tried to thin it?
You could try, so we have a question, can you thin out the metallic paint? You can. It's generally too thick, it's generally thinner than thick. You could use thin it or just a little bit of water. So I think we have all our, oh, no we don't, we have to get our background where our glitter is yet. I've usually never thin out my metallic paint because it's usually, seems like it's thinner anyway.
It's usually runnier.
Yeah, it's runnier. But if you need to, you could add a drop of water or use your thin it, which we did include in one of the boxes, right, Courtney?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one?
I think it was like 2 boxes ago we had the thin it in the box.
Oh, the Easter rabbits.
Yep, with the Easter rabbits we had the thin it when we did the plaid. Or you could order it if you need it. Courtney should have thin it, I would think.
I have thin it, yeah.
So she says she does have thin it if you need it.
And I don't think Mako's got that back into production. Like what I have is what I have.
Oh, Courtney thinks what she has is all we have right now. She don't see that it's back in stock yet.
Like I don't think they've produced their first batch.
Right.
But it's not discontinued.
Right.
For now.
We're just working our silver all the way around our square here, and it's probably going to take 2 coats. So again, I'm usually resting that painting finger or that painting hand, one of those fingers on my piece, just to keep my hand steady. And you don't have to use silver. You could use gold, or you could even go back and paint it navy blue if you wanted it in navy. There's just a ton of ways to do everything, but this is just how the samples were painted, so that's how I'm doing it on the lives. I do like to draw the brush towards me instead of pulling it away from me. It's kind of like pulling a chain or pushing a chain. You kind of don't push a chain, you pull it, so it just works better to pull that brush towards you. See, I think it's supposed to get in the upper 80s, like 89 here on Saturday. So I'm not really looking forward to that because it's really hard to keep the classroom cool at that high of an outdoor temperature. We've had a exceptionally warm summer here so far. I'm kind of had my fill of it. I think I had raccoons in town because I have one of those galvanized, it's like a big pail, but it's like a half a garbage can, and I have my koi fish in that, or fish food in that container, and it was dragged across the patio around the fire pit and around the lounger, so I'm pretty sure the wind didn't blow it. I'm guessing it was raccoons. So I probably got to start taking that in now every night. Cordy had raccoons here even right in Appleton. At least I'm on the edge of town, so I get it, but
I'm in town.
She's in town, yep. My pond is actually designed so that the raccoons can't get they shouldn't be able to get the koi because the raccoons can reach 18 inches, and I don't have any shallow areas for the raccoons to get into and then to be able to reach into the pond to get the fish. I have slanted sides, and then there's railroad ties on top of that, so we have like a 10 to 12 inch reach before they even get to the water, so I'm not too worried about the fish. Might drown a raccoon, but there was like a 40-pound bag of food in that container, so they must have been too much work. They got it to the edge and left it sit, so. Alright, so we have our one coat of silver on all the way around. Kind of come back here and touch up a little bit where it needs touching up. And I just did it on that frame. You could do the gold or the bronze or navy, whatever you want to do. It didn't have to be the silver. I left the little tassel to do that with the white, I believe. Yep. So we can actually flip it over now and do our snowflake on the back. So it's just a little bit of putsy painting, but not too bad. And I'm just using that 4595 liner again. You can see you can go fairly far with the paint in that liner because those bristles are longer and they just hold a lot of paint. So that's the advantage to using that liner. Let's see, I seen a sign yesterday that said sweet corn for sale, so it must be getting to be sweet corn season here pretty soon. Let's see, we played with resin on Saturday a little bit again. We had some colored fall leaves on one and then a pine tree on the other one, so that was pretty nice. We actually had the heat gun to blow out the air bubbles that get in it, so got that figured out. And I think next week we'll probably dye some basket reed green so we can do our little baskets that the two boys want to do.
Like taking them to the fair.
Cordy asked if they're taking them to the fair. I don't know, but I would guess so. We'll probably post those pictures when we get to that. Let's see, I poured a few bigger molds now that we're back in business with slip. Poured that big Gear Fairy. I poured it 3 times, and the first 2 were good, but the third one I crashed it, so it collapsed. Yeah, it didn't wait long enough for it. I was trying to get done before 8 o'clock at night. I should have just left it. Tried to get an early night, and then yeah, crash it. Now we're going to do our silver on our bigger snowflake print here on our, on the back. Huh? No, it's alright. Okay. Then I'll probably hit my head in the camera. Is it in or out? Yeah, because I like it closer to me so it's steady. Yep, we got mosquitoes now, but we've had rain last week. Yeah, they were pretty good, but now they kind of... there was quite a few at that hosta place.
I think that's where I got most. And then
well, it's kind of in the woods, and you could see that they had all that rain last week, and then it stood, so I think they had mosquitoes there. We're just painting out our silver on our snowflake, and you can see it just takes a little bit of time. So are we doing on time?
8:10.
8:10, okay, that's pretty good. Let's see, what else is going on? I don't know. Stopped at Menards tonight and grabbed some more cement blocks for shelves in the storage unit so we can get that organized here for winter. We probably have to carry some molds out before we can even put shelves up, so it'll be a little bit of a process. So the silver really kind of brings a lot to the ornaments as far as making them kind of pop. And then you can see as it dries, you can kind of see through the silver, so you do want to go back and give that the second coat. Let's see, we have to get our order in for the ceramic show is in August in Waukesha, so we'll be going to that. If anybody's down there in southern Wisconsin, we could always meet up when we're there. I'm pretty sure it's a still go. I haven't heard too much about COVID now lately, so kind of looking forward to that since it got canceled last year. Let's see, if you have bisque or greenware or bisque orders in at the classroom, even though we're closed in August, I'll be getting those poured, and we'll still call or message you if you're watching here tonight. Hopefully we get all those orders caught up. They were kind of caught up, and then over 2 weeks they got like a whole month behind, or a month out. And then we're working on a class list for at the classroom to offer some fall classes in September, I think, in October. Party's kind of working on the online class stuff a little bit, trying to get that figured out as far as like the mosaic stained glass on the, I think it's going to be a butterfly. I have to talk to her yet about that, but I think that's the one I want to do because it's flat. And if you're new, it would be a easier piece to start with than a rounded piece. We'll have to do some price checks and tool checks and logistics and how we're gonna, if it's just gonna be like a Facebook Live or what it's gonna be. So we're getting that. She's working on all that stuff too. And then we got to figure out what your boxes are going to be for November and December so we can get those molds ordered, since the mold companies are kind of backed up with making molds. We got to get our order in sooner than later. I'm just brushing out our silver here, getting a nice layer. This is probably the slowest part of the whole project. But we're almost there. So does anyone have their ornaments already completely done? I know I think I've seen a couple pictures of ornaments. Let me see, I know I've seen pictures of your snails and turtles and your praying mantises. Those looked really cool. You guys did a great job with those. Two of the ladies at the classroom painted praying mantises on Tuesday. And they even learned how to clean greenware, so that was good. Now they can have more things to pick from when they come instead of just the bisque. Alright, so I'm just going back and looking to see where I need to touch up any of my silver. And then we'll come back to the front here. And I'm going to wash my brush out. And what's our next number? So dots, put silver in the dots on the snowflake being held. Okay, that's the other one. So the girl one, you would do the same thing with the silver, just line that all out. And then we would put rust on our nose. So we have our DH28 rust. We'll give that a shake. Get a little drop of that. And again, I just use my liner brush. Load that up, put a nice little rust colored nose on him, and if you want it brighter you could add some orange peel to it, but I usually just do the rust. And we'll do that on the other one, long as we have the brush and the rust out. And you can come back and touch it up if you need to. Wash your brush out. See, then we have our black for our eyes and our little lines on our nose. So we have black, OS 476 black. And he's dried up here on top too. Okay, black. So now I'm just going to load my brush up with my black. And I'm just going to paint my little eyeballs in here, all black. And we do have the eye video, so you could always refer to that if you need help or a closer look up with the eyes. It's a piggy bank that has bigger eyes on it, so this is just the same version of that, just smaller. So these are nice because they have little indents where the eyes are, so you can just kind of fill it in with the black. Kind of right where those indents are. And then I usually like to put 1 or 2 lines on my little carrot here just to give it those little accents that carrots always seem to have. And we'll do the same thing on the other one. And we can paint the eyes in on this one as well. I'm just painting the black in the eyes, right in the little crevices that's kind of indented on the bisque from the mold. Kind of let the eyebrows with the navy blue in it. And using that 4595 liner. And you kind of got to flip it around to get in all the little crevices and get both eyes kind of even. You don't want one big and one little. Okay, so we got that done. We'll wash out my brush. And we will then go to our white. And I like to draw my brush through that white to kind of load that into there. You want to make sure the black is dry. So now I just want, you could do just the black eye with the dot. I actually do the black with the white and the blue in it. So now I'll put a little crescent moon shape white area here in the bottom of each one. I'm losing power over here, Courtney. Yeah. So just give those little crescent, looks like a quarter moon on each eye on the bottom half. And load my brush back up and do the same thing on the other one. Yep. And that one's wet, so we'll let that one sit. Then I go to my medium blue, and I need some more medium blue. Load that brush up. Now we'll do just a little crescent of our medium blue above the white. You could again always refer to our eye video with the piggy bank, because the eyes are bigger and that'll just help you along. And we'll let that one dry. And we'll do our little crescent in this one. And that black is still wet, so we gotta let that sit. And now our blue is drying. So we're just going to make our, kind of clean up our blue. So it's more of a crescent here. It's kind of a wider area. It's because they are little eyes. There's not a whole lot of room in there. Oh, I dipped in the blue instead of the black. Now I'm just using the black now to clean up my blue crescents. And then you just want them kind of even when you look at them, that they're about the same size of blue and white in both eyes. That looks pretty good. And then I usually take and put a little bitty white line in each one, like a little comma. These guys are kind of small. You might want to just put a dot, but we'll put the little comma. It's quite small. And there's our little snowman.
Can you bring it closer?
Yeah, that's why they might want to go and watch that piggy bank eyes. Because these are really... Huh? Oh, because these are really tiny. So that would be it for your snowman. The girl one, you would just do the same thing, paint out your silver. Then, let's see what's next. We got our nose. Then I sealed these with the aerosol sealer, spray sealer. Then you can take your brush-on sealer. And in your package of goodies, you had some These other your strings and your glitter. So we'll do the glitter so you can see how to do that to finish that. So I use the silver glitter on this one, so we'll put some paper towel down, take our brush on sealer, but I did spray these with aerosol sealer before I did this, so you'd want to do that. Let's see, we'll put a little drop of our gloss sealer on our foil and open up our glitter. And then I just put the silver glitter on the little frame, so I just take my brush on sealer and brush over my, even though it's white, it's going to dry clear. So I'm going to brush over my square line here, or wherever you want your glitter. And if you don't want glitter, you don't have to do glitter. And I kind of do one side at a time, but we'll come around the corner here because we got just a little area. And then you can take your glitter and just kind of shake it on there. If you have like a salt and pepper shaker from like the dollar store, you could put your glitter in there and that works really well too. So now that the glitter has stuck to our sealer, so that's glittered up. And then we just keep coming around. Whoop, dipped my brush in paint instead of sealer. Let's wash that out. Alright, so we'll just come back with our sealer. I'm just putting it on that silver band, or that frame that kind of goes around our snowman here. Just painting on that gloss sealer. You could use matte sealer too, it wouldn't matter. Again, once that's painted on, just take your glitter and shake it on there. And I usually dump my extra on my paper, or a lot of times the paper plate will work good. So there's our silver on there. And let's see, we also did it on the back. So again, you would just keep brushing with your brush on sealer. It's a little thick. Just going to brush your brush on sealer right around your snowflake here. And the little trim that goes around it. And I don't do it all at once so that it dries and then the glitter doesn't stick, but do a pretty good size area. Just outlining our silver with our brush on sealer. And it can be the gloss or the matte. And if you wanted to use red glitter or blue glitter, you could do that too. We just included the silver glitter in the box. Okay, so I'm doing about half, I guess you could say. So now we'll shake on our silver again, our silver glitter. Just kind of sprinkle it on there. And then I can turn him and do the other half. You do want to make sure you wash out your brush really good with this, so you don't get a stiff brush from the sealer being in it. I need just a little more the way it looks. And I usually do put my glitter on my foil so I'm not dipping into the bottle and contaminating the bottle. This is a pretty easy process here. Just brush on your sealer and sprinkle the glitter. And then let it dry. And it really dresses them up. Alright, so we're going to sprinkle some more glitter on. Again, the glitter was included in your box. It should have been in your little extra baggie with the little snowflakes on it. And you can still pick it up and sprinkle it with your hands if you want. So that is how you do your glitter on your snowflakes and on your front. So you would do the same thing with the other one. Paint out all your silver, then do your eyes, and then glitter it. And then we'll do the strings on all three of them, I think, at the same time. So that is how your blue ones turn out. So they're pretty simple. Oh, we forgot the snow. So we do... Ooh, this one, yeah, because he's not done. It was wet when I was painting it. So I just went on to this one so they could see how to finish them. Then you also had snow in your package of goodies. So the girl has snow on her... I put snow on her little scarf and on her little pom-pom there, and then I did add dots of the navy and the silver, so you can do that if you want to or not. That's up to you. So let's put our snow on. I'm going to wash out my brush, and then we also put a little bit of white glitter on that. And we got our snow here, which you also got in your box, and you would want to use that sooner than later because it tends to dry out in those little containers. So you can just kind of put the snow on with your brush wherever you want it. He only got it on his scarf, and then sprinkle a little bit of white glitter on that, and then dump it off, and then he's all done. Although I did put silver dots on his scarf too, but I don't know, I kind of don't like it with it, but it's up to you. So that is that ornament. So the girl one you can finish up by doing her eye, finishing her eyes, and then doing all her silver trim. I mean, we already did one, so I don't think I have to waste time and show you guys how to do that because we just did it already. I put snow around her scarf, and then I did, even though she don't have the pom-pom up here on the tail, I did on the top of her hat, I did put that on there too. I can finish that eye, I guess, so it doesn't look so crazy. We need a little bit of white here. And again, it's just that crescent of white. And if you're having trouble, so now I had too much water in my brush, you can see it just kind of blurred out there. I just put that little crescent of white in there, kind of like it's a quarter moon. And then that has to dry, and then you can go to your blue and then to your black. Now we can put our blue in. And you want to let it dry, it's a little wet yet. I think I'll put caps on stuff while it's drying here. So all those little extras were in your bag, and actually I can put the silver back in here instead of wasting it. And you have enough silver, you could put it on your other ornaments if you wanted to as well. We just put it on the one. The silver glitter, that is. Okay, now we can go to our black and finish her eyes out here. And kind of make that blue crescent by painting in the black. And I know it's really hard to see because they're tiny little eyes. So you could do them just all black and add a white spot if you're having trouble with it too. Touch that corner up. Wash out that brush. Dry it. Get a touch of white for the little commas.
All the beat up boxes last week, the insides were fine.
Courtney said she had a lot of beat up box pictures, but all the insides were fine, so that's good. Yep, bubble wrap protection. I wonder why they're so beat up.
The machines, I think, are
machines
rough on them.
Okay, so now she's got eyes. So then you could paint in her silver. I did the frame, I did the snowflake, I did the trim. I did give dots on her scarf. You don't have to do that. And then I did the snowflake on the back, and then do your brush on glitter or brush on gloss sealer, and then sprinkle your glitter on. Then I put the snow on her, around her little face, and then on the little pom-pom, and sprinkle that with the white glitter, and then you would be done. Oh, I forgot the little cheeks. So we need a little bit of cheek color. So we're going to use the Azalea 559, and we just need a drop of that. And then I'm going to make a little watercolor by dipping into my water and pulling a little puddle of our azalea to the side and mixing that with my little brush so you can actually see through it. Hopefully you can see that, so I can actually see through my azalea here because I have it thinned out. I'm actually going to go a little bit thinner even. So it's kind of like a watercolor. Then I touch my brush on my paper towel, and then I can come and touch her face. Or you could use your chalk. We had chalk in one of the boxes, so if you still have your chalk, you can use your chalk instead. But otherwise, I just use the Azalea Color Wash and kind of pink up the cheeks a little bit. Just dip in that color wash. I like to touch on the paper towel first. Oh, where's my blue one here? And then touch on the cheeks so it doesn't get too pinky, because when you seal it, it does get more pink. So just put a little bit on him. But it's like a nice fine watercolor. You can just see right through it. So now we got some happy little snowmen. So I won't do the silver on this. You guys can do that, I think, on your own without just sitting and watching me do that in the snow, because we did it on the first one. And then if you want to, the snow is on there, so I don't want to do it. If you're ready to hang it, you can stick your wire through here, excuse me, and pull your string through the bottom after you tie a knot in it. Excuse me, I'll have to take a drink here. My water's gone too, Courtney. Sorry. So that is our snowman. So I'll kind of clean this up here a little bit and then show you your August box again, because we had a couple late joiners. We are going to do an after party tonight after we're done here. So you need to be part of the Bisque Box group. If you're not, you need to request to join that quick, and Courtney will let you in. I just want to wash out my brushes here so we don't get dried up brushes, and get paint out of the way so we don't get paint on our pieces. You also had your strings to hang your piece with. Just tie a knot in the air and then pull that through with the string or the wire that was in your box. So let's get rid of all of our stuff here. You can always refer to your instructions, and if you're ever having trouble, you can also email us. Next week we will work on our purple ones, I think. And then the following week we can probably finish up our red and green ones. And then this is your August box. Again, it's the large gourd and the dragonfly. And then we have a new technique for the background. And then we're doing silkscreen, which is a new technique also with our welcome, and then our dragonflies that are scattered over it. So that's $49.99, and then you also get the rope to put through the hole. And if you want to add the chubby gourd, and the chubby gourd you can add to your box. Courtney can get one large, your box mold gourd in there, but she could also add this chubby gourd if you wanted for $22. We just need to know if you want it with the stem on it or without. And then you also get a nylon painting brush in this box for August. We're doing a painting brush as your extra for the months of July through December. So you'll have a full set of brushes, nylon brushes, by the time we're done. And then you will also get the silk screens. the wire. I can show you what the wire's for in a second. And then you also get a little, like one of the, it's probably going to be in a baggie, some silk screen medium to thicken our paint to do the silk screen because we were having trouble getting the little containers that the snow was in. So that will be all of your August box. And I can show you the deal with the wire, if we can find the wire. So I use the wire to do my ornaments. Oh, let's see, I'm going to take one of the other ones because the snow is on them. So the wire is folded in half. I usually kink it down so it's nice and tight on the end. And then stick it through your hole in your ornament. That's why I like the holes better than the ornament hangers. So now we have the looped end coming out the bottom, and then we have the loose ends up on top. And you can take your string and put it through the looped end. And you want to tie a knot in it. And you can push that knot down to the end. And I didn't get them both. So tie your knot and push it down to the end. So now you can see you have your hanger looped onto your wire that's coming out the top. And I'm not going to put glue on here because this one's not done. Then you want to put a dab of glue on your knot. And then you just pull it through. And it'll come right out your hole to where it's snug. And then you can just take your wire out. And now you have a nice ornament hanger. So that's what the wire is for, and we use these occasionally, so you probably want to save it. We try to put it in the boxes, but we did have a hard time finding this time. So that's what it's for. You just bend it over, push it through the hole, bring it out the bottom, put your string through the loop, tie a knot, and pull it through with a drop of glue on it, and then you have a nice ornament hanger. So that's what the wire is for that was in your box. So hopefully that explains that. And I didn't glue this one in because I still need to paint it. So, and then you have enough string for all 6 of them. So that's in your little baggie. So now we are actually going to sign off of our live, and then we're gonna take like a couple minute break so I can get some water and a drink, and then we will come back into Brenda's Brushstrokes and Bisque group. And we will start our little after party, so we'll give you guys a few minutes. Hope you enjoyed our painting tonight. And we look forward to painting next week. And if you're coming to our after party, Cordy put the link to the Bisque box group. You may need to request to be in it, and she will. Cordy will keep an eye on if you're in it or not, or if you're requesting to get in it. We'll give you guys a few minutes. We're not gonna be instantly on. I gotta wash my brushes out, and I need to swallow some water here. So clean the table off a little bit so we can get ready for our after party. There will be a few giveaways, so you probably want to come and join in. All right, see you guys in 3 to 5 minutes. So hang in there. We'll be right back in the Bisque box group.